Retirement crisis in America as the elderly return to work, and soaring healthcare costs. Today, I read an article on yahoo.com put out by CBS News and written by Jill Schlesinger titled, "Why Many American Seniors Are Forced to Work in Retirement." The author of this article referenced labor economist Teresa Ghilarducci, who said, "I call it the work, retire, repeat syndrome. More than half of the people who are retired right now do not have enough money to be retired." She blames policymakers who experimented with our retirement system 40 years ago, and they're not saying the experiment failed. That experiment is what is known today as the 401k, named after part of a 1978 law that offered companies an alternative to the traditional pension plan. Here are my thoughts. I hate to hear about elderly people who are forced to go back to work because they can't afford to live. I'm sure 4 years ago, some of these people were doing just fine, but things were tight financially. Due to just about everything in life getting more expensive, I am sure a lot of these people now can't make it. The small cost of living adjustments provided by Social Security are not keeping pace with how expensive some goods and services are today. I don't think this labor economist should blame policymakers. Corporate greed could also be to blame. With that said, there are people out there who don't want a pension. They don't want to be trapped at one company until they can get vested. They would prefer to invest in a 401k instead. Now, the economist referenced in this article said the experiment failed. Well, this isn't the case for everyone. There are some people who started dollar cost averaging into a retirement plan decades ago, and they have experienced some phenomenal growth. I'm sure many of these people had to make personal sacrifices to afford to make these retirement contributions. In the long run, it really paid off for many Americans. On the flip side of the coin, there are people who didn't make retirement contributions. Instead, they went on expensive vacations each year. They bought a new truck every couple of years that was fully loaded. They bought every new electronic gizmo that came out. They blew money at expensive restaurants. Some of these people are now at an age where they would like to retire, but they can't afford to do so. There is no way they can support their preferred standard of living with just Social Security and no retirement savings. Not everyone is a frivolous spender, though. There are people out there who have tried to invest, but they have low-wage jobs. They haven't been able to put away any meaningful amounts of money during their working careers. Some of these people are also at an age where they would like to retire, but they can't afford to do so. I worry there are going to be a lot of elderly people in the workforce in the future. They will be competing for jobs with younger people. I suppose this is good for employers. They will have a lot of applicants to choose from. Some may even be able to offer low wages and terrible benefits because when someone gets tired of it and quits, there will be a line of people waiting to take the job. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. One commenter said, "Anyone can amass a decent retirement fund if they start early and have some discipline. Unfortunately, a very large swath of America lives like there is no tomorrow." The next commenter said, "I will be one of those people who work until I die. I spent most of my adult life supporting my family, sometimes living paycheck to paycheck. We had a good life and had fun. We didn't live beyond our means and paid off our home. However, savings was not in the plan." The next commenter said, "People end up where they are because of a series of binary decisions they made. They should own that. The simplest way to avoid the issues raised in the article is to live below your means. That merely requires some self-discipline and the ability to delay gratification. Both of those are traits of maturity." The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, "I do feel bad when I see elderly people working, but I also recognize that most of them are in this situation due to poor financial decisions in the past. Some, of course, are the victim of circumstances beyond their control, but most are not. I've seen it with parents of my friends and friends of my parents. Back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of them were living the high life and spending big via credit cards and home mortgage refinancing. My parents, on the other hand, always lived within their means, never accumulated significant credit card debts, and paid their home off before they retired. Now they live comfortably and don't have to worry much about money. Actions or inactions have consequences. I'm curious, what do you think about what is going on in America with the retirement crisis? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Here's some more bad news. I read this on foxbusiness.com, written by Megan Henney, titled, "Healthcare Costs for Retirees Continue to Soar." The author of this article referenced research published by Fidelity, which revealed that a 65-year-old today can expect to spend $165,000 on healthcare in retirement, which is a 5% increase from last year, and more than double the estimate from 2002. Well, my friends, this is bad news for people on a fixed income. Some are already struggling financially, especially renters who have seen their rent increase dramatically in the past few years. Those who own homes may have also been impacted recently by higher insurance costs. It is unfortunate that healthcare is so expensive. Many of my friends complain about it on a regular basis. They often are frustrated by how terrible their workplace healthcare plans are. One of my friends earlier this week was telling me his annual out-of-pocket is $30,000 with his plan. He has a wife and 3 kids. Healthcare costs are really putting a dent in his budget. Are any of you frustrated with the high cost of healthcare? If you are, tell me about it in the comment section below. Here's something I didn't see coming. I read this article on foxbusiness.com, written by Breck Dumas, titled, "White Castle Slashes Price of Burgers as Fast Food Deal War Ramps Up." According to the author, White Castle is offering a deal that cuts the price of its burgers by more than 30%. They will be selling sacks of 10 cheese sliders for $7.99, which is less than 80 cents a piece. The last time customers could purchase a White Castle burger at that price was back in 2011. Well, my friends, these fast food companies are all trying to compete for business right now. From what I have read in other articles, this is because the consumer is struggling financially. Inflation and higher interest rates have been crushing some families. Many don't have the money to buy fast food anymore. Some who don't have the money still find a way. I've read stories about people who take out buy now, pay later loans to purchase fast food. It's amazing what some people do. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.